Welcome to Spectrum News at 4. I am Rachel. David White coming to you live from Uyo. Nigeria was approved December 2021.
And the failure of
Resident of Uyo call on Governor Rwanda cost UK £169,000 per person. We'll bring you details. Dollar loan from the bank was approved as of December 2021, a time when the government of Muhammadu Buhari contemplated the day at an event organized by the World Bank to access the nation's economy in the last 6 months. The loan was delayed as former President Muhammadu Buhari soft-pedaled on the fuel subsidy removal until his last days in office. It would be recalled that few weeks to his handover, Buhari had sent the effect of subsidy removal. In a related development, speaking at an event organized by the World Bank to access the nation's economy in the last 6 months, building the economy of the nation. He thought in the same vein, a lead economist at the World Bank, Alex Sennert, said the removal of fuel subsidy is projected to achieve estimated fiscal gains of about 3.9 trillion naira in 2023. Sennert also added that the previous foreign exchange and fiscal policy. Away from that, Chief of Defense Staff Christopher Musa stated these on behalf of other service chiefs during a visit to the Ministry of Defense in Abuja. Musa, however, said the armed forces under his watch would go about their duties professionally, promised that they would bring about peace that Nigerians would be proud of. On electoral matters, the European Union EU Election Observation Mission has a report on the electoral body's Twitter handle. The EU mission was received by the INEC chairman, Mahmoud Yakubu. As planned, it said operational failures which challenged the right to vote contributed to the reduced trust in the process. Recall that the EU had on February 27, 2023, revealed its report in INEC. In a separate development, the National Emergency Management Authority, NEMA, in Calabar has sought for a more Calabar-based information officer, Chris Gaga. The NEMA Director General, Mustafa Ahmed, made the appeal through a delegation to NNS Victory, led by Fortunatus, mishap that led to the deaths of some medical students, and commended the confidence and capacity of the Nigerian Navy. Ahmed maintained that the Navy remained a critical stakeholder. Away from that, federal government has declared Wednesday, June 28 and 30 in the Ministry of Interior, Oluwatoyin Akinlade Day. According to the statement, the public holidays is in commemoration of this year's Eid al-Kabir celebration and to heartily felicitate with advices for the growth and development of communities and country at large. The Permanent Secretary expressed hope that prayers and sacrifices of the season will restore the much as upheld the powers of the Federal Road Safety Corps to impound the vehicle and impose a fine on an erring motorist, Michael Benson, in Akwa Ibom State. In 2017 for driver's license, vehicle license, and tire violations. The operatives impounded his vehicle and placed a fine on him. The applicant, however, dragged the FRB enforcement of his fundamental human right. He also demanded to be awarded the sum of 10 million naira as damages, powers to impound vehicles and fine any erring motorist. Not satisfied with the judgment of the lower court, Justice M.B. Barker and Justice B.B. Aliyu, who delivered judgment, upheld the ruling of the Akwa Ibom, Nigeria, stating that about 14.3 million people aged between 15 and 64 years abuse drugs, the menace of drug abuse in the society. Also speaking, the Chairman Association of Community Pharmacists, Akwa Ibom State Government, law enforcement agencies, community leaders, and individuals to come together to tackle the crisis.
Abuse is ravaging us seriously, and we need to come together to fight it. I think part of the problem is the failure. Some people are frustrated, very, very frustrated, and some of them think it is drug that they can use. Just need to sit up and re-strategize. You succeed. That will force them to enter drugs. We have seen that it is not good, and there is need to up.
And what they do. That's the reason why they take drugs.
Number one is bad company. Depends on who you are and the kind of friends that you keep. Of drugs that they take, and sometimes their brain out it. Like I've heard that they're reading some areas, society will return to normal.
We are calling on government at all levels to sit up.
And I can assure you that if we can fight drug abuse to a standstill, then crimes could reduce by as much as
than cure. All hands must be on deck to ensure that drug abuse is eradicated.
At the high cost of transportation due to the failed subsidy removal by President Bola Tinubu, the said a drop from one distance to another has increased from 50 to 150 naira, some 180 naira in most filling stations, some 500 naira. While speaking with Spectrum Television, they called on the government to make available more government.
What I can say about the subsidy removal is that it's really affecting life. So let them try and cushion the matter so that everything will normalize. The fuel price is really affecting sometimes. So there is no gain in transportation anymore. So let the president talk about.
If it is government station like NNPC, you buy it 197, I'm saying 445. Before now, I don't use up affecting me seriously, affecting my business, affecting my family. Well, I don't say they should remove the subsidy, because when the subsidy was there, it's people that were
they are normally paid 15 naira, now is 250 naira, sometimes it's 300 naira. If you are a businessman that used to sell something of 5, we used to import for the subsidy that they remove, the government is removed. There is no how the government will be able to use the fuel to revolt our refinery to work again, so that we can have enough.
Now to Africa, where Gabon is set to hold presidential, legislative and local elections. Favorite may win against a divided opposition. Bongo has not yet said whether he will stand again, but he, who ruled for 41 years in 2009 and was narrowly re-elected in suffered a stroke in 2018 and spent months in the sidelines recovering, leaving the opposition to question his fitness to run by the opposition. Meanwhile, the opposition has failed to agree on a single candidate for the presidential election, leaving some 15 candidates to a contested general election. The former mayor of Freetown, Yvonne Akisoya, has echoed opposition allegations that the tallying process is not transparent. There is a need for everyone to be given access to their information. Reports say so far the incumbent president, Julius Maada Bio, appears to have published today the United Kingdom's controversial plan to send asylum would recoup most of the costs. The UK's Conservative government has made tackling immigration a priority rivals and transfer them to safe third countries such as Rwanda to stop thousands of migrants due to saved cost from reduced asylum support. The forces are likely to have recaptured land in the country's eastern Donbas region, occupied by Russia since 2014, and its Delhi intelligence constituted one of the first instances since Russia's February 2022 invasion. Specifically, he noted that his country's counter-offensive was making advances on all fronts. Recall that in 2014, Luhansk Oblast bordering Russia, United unveils new home kit for 2023 and 2020. And now on our business news, Disruption for air travelers continued today, after powerful storms ripped through the parts of the country, including in the mid-Atlantic, and 110 flights into or out of the U.S. were delayed, and the 4 U.S. airports most affected today are all major hubs for city airports, LaGuardia and John F. Kennedy and Boston's Logan. Meanwhile, more than 40 million people in the Northeast and Central says it has approved a loan of $500 million to help Nigeria drive women's empowerment. In a statement by the World Bank, the loan is for women, the livelihoods of women in Nigeria. It further noted that the NFWPSU will help guaranteeing better education, health and nutrition outcomes for families, as well as building women's and communities' resilience to climate change, with low carbon and resilient economic growth. In health, the federal government presently requires concerted efforts by all. The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Health, by the Director of Food and Drug Service, Olubunmi Aribenya, but also to the health of its citizenry. He further stated that as much as there are supply reduction strategies, it still need to match such measures with innovative drug demand reduction strategies. Spokesman Usman Aliyu has urged President Bola Tinubu to help fund the center to curb the rate at which by capturing the center's funding in its 2024 budget. The DG made the appeal during a media rally and sensitization campaign at its secretary 5.6% among the adult population. Aliyu called on stakeholders in the health sector to contribute by coordinating. And now to sports. Manchester United have officially announcement on their website today. Some of the club stars like Rafael Varane, Casemiro, Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho model the new color. The color also features a dash of both red and white, giving it a sleek and modernized look. Reports said iconic Industrial Revolution era bridge over the River Irwell. And still in sport, Chelsea's midfielder Ruben Loftus-Cheek has been at Stamford Bridge since he was a young player and has also had loans at FIFA Club World Cup and the UEFA Super Cup. And now to entertain more album Body and Soul in May 2023 as aims to continue its ascension. It offers a smooth blend of pop music that soundtrack. Joe Boy plays as Afrobeat's former lover boy. And still in entertainment, Nigeria award-winning singer Tenny returned to social media has been very vocal about her new sound, which she boasts is better than what other artists can craft. And that's all we have for you at the start. Online, you can find other handles on our website spectrumtv.ng.